Hello, I'm Katie, and welcome to my mini parenting class. Today, I am going to share a story with all of you. I will tell you something that happened to me, that happened to my grandson on December 31st, 2020. So, my grandson and I went outside of my home to practice riding his bike with his training wheels. And it was COVID times, and we were out on the sidewalk wearing our masks. When we came back to the back of my home, we were still. I took off my mask, but my grandson was still wearing his mask, and the wind started to blow, and he put his mask over his eyes because he got dirt in his eyes, and he was riding his tricycle. Well, in the back of my home is a pool without a gate. I was picking lemons from a tree and I didn't hear the splash. My grandson fell into the pool with his tricycle, with his eyes covered with his mask. I heard screaming, and he was floating on the tricycle, and his helmet was floating also. He was screaming. And I ran to him and pulled him up. He was wearing jeans, socks, shoes, a shirt, a sweatshirt, a pullover. He was very heavy. His clothes were pulling him down. I pulled him out of the pool, and thankfully, his head did not go under because he had his helmet on. And I said to him, "You are safe. You are okay. You are safe. I've got you. You're safe." It was cold. I peeled off his clothes, went into my home, put him in a bathtub, a warm bathtub, and I continued to reassure him that he was okay. And I waited for him to calm down, to be in a calm state. And then I asked him, "What happened? Are you okay? What happened?" And he said, "I was riding my tricycle and the wind started to blow dirt in my eyes. So I covered my eyes with my mask." And I listened. Then he said, "And then I fell into the pool on my tricycle." And I listened. And I said, "Wow, so I forgot to take your mask off." And he said, "Yes, it's all your fault. You left my mask on my face and I covered my eyes with it. It's all your fault." And I listened and I said, "Wow, you know what we learned today? We learned that we need our eyes to ride our tricycle. We need our eyes to ride a bicycle. I need my eyes to drive my car. We need our eyes. And it's not a good idea to cover up our eyes if we're going to be riding um, a vehicle, right? Right. And then the next day, I made sure that we got into the pool again. This time it was warm. It wasn't warm the day before. And I made sure that he continued to swim and to continue to feel comfortable. He was 5 years old at the time. I know many people and people in my family where if an event like this occurred, the child would be yelled at. The child would be blamed. The child would be traumatized a second time. How many of you have people in your families that would react that way, blaming the child, looking for fault, and unknowingly creating trauma a second time? My grandson already experienced the trauma of falling into a pool on December 31st, with his eyes covered at the young age of 5. That was a big enough trauma. How parents handle trauma can really make or break a child and how they are going to process what has just occurred in their lives. So, with this story, I would like to encourage all of you to be loving and gentle with your children. Children are going to make mistakes. That's how we gain wisdom. We make mistakes, we have experiences, we make mistakes, and then we're more wise from having made those mistakes and having those experiences. I can assure you my grandson never covered his eyes again when he got onto a bicycle or tricycle. Lesson learned. And our children can learn these lessons with us. We can lovingly teach them about the world and how it works without seeking out who's to blame, without traumatizing anyone a second time. I hope that you're able to receive this message, and I hope that it makes a difference for you and the children in your lives. Thank you so much for listening. Have a lovely day and take good care. Thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you next time.